Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing fishing bait. So I'm going to show you all my lures that I have and how to use it. And all my reels and rods. So, let's start. So first of all, we have my frogs. I have a little popper frog and just a small little frog. So basically what these do, it's a walking bait. So you just twitch it and this squirts water. So it's like, imitates like a dying frog or a dying shad. So it pops water, and this one, it just squirts along and shakes its tail. So I have these frogs. And then next I have what is called a jerk bait. Now what a jerk bait does, it's like a minnow or a shad, and when you jerk it goes and like jerks all around. So it goes and jerks, basically just jerks all around, so it imitates a dying shad. You can get any size. I just have these. And you basically just go a bunch of twitches, 2 or 1 second pause, and then, yeah, it imitates a dying shad. Then I have a chatterbait. I have a big size and a smaller size. So basically you tie it off, and then it's heavy. You can get a bigger one or a small one, but it has all these feathers or whatever you want to call them, skirt, and then it basically vibrates, and you use it like a jig, and I'll show you what a jig does in 1 second. Then after that, I have these top water. So they have these propellers right here. So basically you just reel slowly and those propellers turn and chop up water. So it imitates like a dying fish on top of the water. And then next we have what's called a crankbait. So it's almost exactly like a jerkbait, except you can just reel really slowly or do a couple twitches, and it just basically just dives down, and you can let it flow a couple twitches, or you can just reel really slowly, it'll go like that. Then we have the spinner bait. So with the spinner bait, you have your lure with a skirt, and then a shaft that goes up to another shaft, and it has these little reflective spinners. So when it's going through the water, the fish sees the reflectiveness, and then they go for the lure. So basically you use it like a jig, which I will show you, and you just pop it up above the rocks. Next we have buzz baits. You can get a bunch of different sizes. I just have a small one because I don't have a small pond that I fish at, so there aren't very many big fish. So this is a buzz bait. I have 2 smaller ones. So this thing, it's just like a spinner, but this thing, when you reel it slowly, it catches water and propels itself up. So when you're reeling slowly, this thing is spitting up water. It's also floating, and this is underwater, so it's like a top water lure. And you just reel real slowly. Then I have these giant swim baits. So shark hook that is hooked into me now. So this one I bought, it's a sunfish. They just like swim like this, and it goes back and forth, and it's flexible, and basically swims like a fish. And I actually found this one in a pond. So this is like a jerk bait, but you can also use it. It's also a big swim bait, and you can just reel these slowly or do like a jerk bait. Then I have these little grub spinners. Basically it's a detachable spinner with like a grub and a hook with a jig head. Next I have another top water lure, a popper. So it's just like that frog. You just jerk it 2 or 3 times, let it sit, and it spits out water. And then I have a really deep diving crankbait that I got off the mystery tackle box, which is a monthly subscription. You get a box with 5 to 10 lures every month, depending on the type of box. So I got this. The bigger the bill, the deeper it dives. And this one, see how it's not square? There's a square bill. Let me show you a square bill real quick. This is a square bill. It's not really a square bill, but it's square enough. And then this is a round bill. And the longer it is, the deeper it dives. So same thing you do with that. And then this is a spoon. This is a big one because it was like the only one I can find. But basically you just do twitches and it swims. It swims like this. It goes, it does a little like swerving motion and imitates fish on top of the water. And then this lure I found, no, I didn't find, I made it. So what I did is I cut off, I had like a little fish, minnow bait that had been broken off, and I attached a little swim thing, so this paddles through the water like that. So I made it and made it like a jig head, so it's basically just like that. So it's a big jig head, and a jig head makes it sink. So that is all of those. Now I'm going to go to all my soft plastics. Thanks for watching my videos, everybody. Make sure you subscribe and drop a like so you can see some of my other fishing videos that I will do in the future. And make sure you tune in to part 2, which will be all of my soft plastics. So hope you enjoy, and see ya.